the second part of the Breakout show. Nilikwambia hii mambo itakuwa moto, my friend. Washeni niwaambie. Sasa hii tunaingia kazi. And you'll be seeing how Irene anatengenezanga tires zake, anatengeneza tumeza. Hata ametuambia inaweza kuwa poof ya kukalia chini. Yes, you will see. But anywho, welcome back to the second part of the Breakout show. I am Junge, and tulikuwa tunaangalia mambo ya nothing less but recycling. And we have told you that this is the recycling month. April, and maybe this is the third episode ya recycling. And tutakuwa tunazidi tukikuelimisha, tukupatia business ideas. You'll become a youth. Ndio hata ujanjaruke na ufungue business yako, and you never know, you'll be here with us giving your story kama vile Irene ametuambia. So direct to the second part. Mona anaosha tire, and I know Irene, this is the first process.
This is the first process.
Wewe
lazima uoshe tire, unajua imekuwa ikikanyaga barabara. So lazima uingarishe kwanza before you do anything else.
It take how long to dry?
Unajua hii basically I'll pat dry it, alafu nitaiweka hapa for 5 minutes. Jua ifanye kazi yake, and then we go on.
Jua icheze kama yeye
kabisa.
Basi tukiendelea kuosha, mimi naweza fanyanga nini?
Ama
ni watch kwanza.
You just first watch the process and appreciate what we go through.
Tukiendeleanga, kuna kitu inaitwa capital.
Yes.
Umetuambia uko na business.
Yes.
So, ulitoa hapo capital, ama ni hii ndio ilikuwa number 1 kufanya? Ama who came first and where did the capital come from? And mtu akitaka kuanza biashara kama hii, is there a specific amount mtu anafaa kuanza nayo, ama ni yenye uko nayo wewe enda nayo?
Basically, it was just from my simple savings. It didn't require so much kwa sababu, as I told you earlier, tires are basically for free because hakuna mtu anaweza nunua hizi tires. Na hata ukikosa, there are people who sell them at a very affordable fee.
Yes.
So basically, you don't need much to start. The main capital need for spray paints, and you also need spray paints. Now, a few things now for decoration, which you come up with your own stuff. There is no specific decorating style. Whatever, you just become creative
in your own way.
In your own way.
Nice.
Yeah, it can be a very simple. You can even use twigs from trees to decorate. So you can dry your own leaves and decorate, and spray paint them different colors and put them inside. So the options are endless. The options are endless.
Mtu aanze na Kenya yako nayo.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yes.
Kuna kitu inaitwa challenges.
Yes.
Na hiyo hiko sangi, come rain, come sunshine.
True.
So far, what are the challenges you face kwa hii business?
Main challenge that I go through is that most people believe since I'm using recycled materials, they don't appreciate the process. Yeah. And you know, this is also art. And this is where I say, appreciate your artist, no matter what they're doing, whether it's music, whether it's painting, or it's a job like this. There's a lot that goes into it.
Yes.
A lot. You spend a lot of time trying to come up with something beautiful. You also spend some money trying to buy whatever you need. Because if you look at all these tables, they've all been made out of different stuff.
Yes.
Yeah? And the time you spend, that is actually what you pay for.
Ina take how long kutengeneza kama hii?
It depends on the simplicity or the complexity. For example, this will take like 2 days. Yeah? Kwa sababu like hiyo mbao lazima uende you make order the stand. Lazima uende you make order itengenezwe vile unataka, then you pick it up maybe evening or the next day. Then now you do the other jobs. Na pia the cutting of the glass.
Yes.
You have to go make an order, give specifications. That will take a day. But basically 2 to 3 days, you should be done with whatever needs to be done.
Nice.
And you see, like that piece was quite some work. Inside the glass, kuna saiso. Your saiso, you'll go get it from the market, and then you'll dye it, dry it, then now do that pattern. That takes time. that takes time. That will take around 3 to 5 days for it to be complete. Yeah, because lazima uikaushe after dyeing it. Alafu ikikauka, so that will depend on the sun. Ikikauka, now you start doing that pattern, and it has to be a super neat pattern. So that will take time. That's why that will take longer than this. So even price will definitely differ because of that.
Yes.
So this would go for around 5,000. That would go for around 6,000, 6,500.
Okay.
Yeah. So it will depend on materials used. That will make it. Well, will give me the end price of that product.
Nice.
Yes.
So hiyo ndio challenge. Sasa hiyo ndio challenge kubwa yenye watu
people don't appreciate the process. You know, for everything that you come up with, there is a process in everything. Even when you go look at a successful business person, you see the end product, but you don't appreciate the process. There's somewhere that person has come from to be what they are. So we say appreciate the process of that person. That's why you pay the much that you pay for that product.
Nice.
Yeah.
Guys, remember our social media platforms. Tuko Twitter, tuko Instagram, tuko YouTube na Facebook at The Breakout Show. Subscribe, like, share, comment, tell a friend to tell a friend. And if you want to be featured on the show, pia kumbuka, you can speak to us pale na tutapata kuku give you back the information depending on your story. And you never know, utakuwa umekaa hapa na sisi unatupatia story yako.
As we approach to the end of the show, I would like to invite Samuel Mutusya, the Devolutional Affairs Manager at KAM.
Okay, the first step is determining what kind of a business you'd like to have. Within the Kenyan legal system, there are several options. The first one, which is the easiest, is sole proprietorship, which of course you need to go at a single business permit or an OCAS license from your local municipality and you kick off. But in order for you to have it registered, you'll need to go through the registrar of companies. Right now, the process is online through eCitizen, whereby you move ahead, you reserve a business name, which is unique to you. You pay the money to get the certificate. Then after that, you have a business name certificate, which you can use to trade with your clients and other entities. The second one is a private company. A private company is a bit involving. It will involve you to have an advocate on board, where you'll need to align the articles of association, the memorandum of association of understanding, as well as the division of the shares. For that one, an advocate will be able to guide you. Of course, they will use the eCitizen way, but it will probably cost you around Kenya shilling 20,000. The private company is the best when you are looking at growing your business, because in that you can be able to have to get a lot of exemptions, either when trading within the country or if within some time you'll need to branch out to other countries. The third one is the public company. Of course, for the public company, it means that you are inviting other people to buy into the shares within your company, and that is through the Nairobi Securities Exchange. Of course, right now they have made the process easier because there is an incubation process whereby you are taken through that, and at the end of it all, people can be able to buy shares and expand your business. Then the fourth and the last one is whereby you can reach out to other companies abroad, which you feel are doing something unique, which the Kenyan clients can be able to benefit from. Just a quick example, you are aware there are aspects around taxi hailing companies like Uber, which ended up setting up a business in Kenya. But if you feel like having another company abroad, you can approach them and be the local shareholder. Then from there, you have them registered. So that is the fourth option. So those are the four key options of having a business started and going on. Yes, there is a difference between licensing and certification. One, licensing entails meeting the bare minimums. By meeting the bare minimums, I mean when you have a license, you are good to start off. However, certification is about meeting the standards, the internationally acclaimed standards. Within the Kenyan system, there are key standards that have been set out specifically under the Kenya Bureau of Standards, whether be it aspects around food, issues around manufacture maybe of metal, glass, handling wood and furniture and all that. And all those standards you must be able to, your products must be able to conform to them in order for you to continue being in operation. One key thing that you must note is that when you have all the licenses on board, you can start off operation. But in order for you to continue in operation, you must have the certificates on board. Okay, so for beginning at the local level, the certificates that you'll need, I'll just mention quickly within the county government setup. One, you'll need something around fire and safety, which is mainly the certificate that shows your premise can be able to respond to such an emergency. The next one is on public health, which shows that you have met the requirement of it being a safe working environment. The fourth one is on waste collection, and this one is managed both by the county, whereby you need garbage collection permit, as well as by NEMA to show that the place is safe, also again safe for human inhabitation. Then the other ones, the other side is on terms of compliance. Like I've mentioned, it varies, and you can be able to visit the website of Kenya Bureau of Standards. You'll have an outline depending on the niche that you are in. Or if you want to move internationally, there are some of the certificates that are there internationally, like ISO. ISO rotates around the way you do your operations within a factory or a small business, as well as the way your product can be meet standards in terms of packaging and all that. Then the other one is also a unique one, which is through the British Retail Council, which was a retail council formed in 1996, but it's most applicable whenever you want to export to other countries, and if you want other big retailers like Amazon, Carrefour currently, as well as Alibaba to be able to take up your products. So those are just the key outline, but you really need to do a lot of research to be able to set yourself up. So the fortification is a process that looks at deliberately introducing micronutrients within the production process for the benefit of the population. It's a standard that came about as a result of Kenya looking at ways of reducing hunger and malnutrition within the population. So what happens is that majority of the products that we use, the staple foods that we use, for example, like maize flour, the porridge flour, as well as the flour that we used for wheat flour, they do not have all the micronutrients that are necessary for us as either as young children, women, also the able-bodied men to get the nutrients. So what the government did is that they deliberately set out to encourage manufacturers to introduce those micronutrients through a scientific process, so that even if as a Kenyan population we continue eating our usual staple food, we have other micronutrients that are not necessarily within the maize flour or the wheat flour, but are essential within our body system to be able for us to get a benefit from. So it's just a way of the government looking out after its citizens and using it as a regulatory tool for the manufacturers to be able to support that.
Sasa kuna kitu inaitwa faithfulness in business.
Yes.
Mtu amekuja ameona kama tuseme for example this one that has the kitambaa. Amesema, "Hey, Irene mimi nimependa ile." Na unakumbuka huko kuna kitambaa ulibakisha. Alafu kamezeeka. Then unasema, hata niko na nyingine mpya, unamdanganya na kutengenezea. Kumbe ni mzee. Is faithfulness key to this business, and why?
Judy, faithfulness is so key. We say integrity is part of business. If you don't work with integrity, then at the end of the day you'll fail. Because if you come and tell me, Irene, I want exactly a table like that, and then I remember, kuna leso nyumbani hata imeisha, wacha nitumie hiyo and save my 200 to buy a leso, and give Judy that table.
Yes.
At the end of the day, when Judy comes to pick up that table, she'll not be happy.
True.
And as I told you before, my business has been purely through word of mouth. Judy will go and tell their friend, I bought a table from a certain lady, and I really didn't like what she gave me, but I just paid. So what will that friend go do? It will be a telltale story to so many people. And at the end of the day, umeharibu kazi yako just like that. Yes. So it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Faithfulness is key. Very key.
Yes.
Yes.
Na kuna ule youth anakuangalia nasema, ai, nataka kuanza kitu kama hii. Ama maybe anataka kuanza biashara ingine. What is the advice utapatia huyu youth? What are the do's and the don'ts to be successful in such a business?
Okay.
Kamera yako ni iki.
All right. So in business, you have to start small. And in everything else, I believe it's baby steps. You know, mtoto anazaliwa, anaanza kukunywa maziwa peke yake, then graduate to food that imeblendiwa, and eventually is able to chew a piece of meat or bone for that matter. So same thing applies to business.
Yes.
Start small. There is nothing that starts big. There is nothing. The same way you start building a house from kuchimba iyo msingi ya nyumba.
Yes.
Same thing to business. Start from somewhere. Start small. The key thing is start. Start. That's the thing. You have to dare to start. Then the rest fall in place with time. Yeah. So you have to be very patient, but just start. That's the key word. Start.
Nice.
Yes.
Umesikia? Sikusema tu. Ninataka.
Yes.
Anza biashara yako. And you never know. Utafika places. Tunasemanga places you've never imagined. Finally. Ati nini? Finally.
Oh yes, finally.
My tricky question. What are your hobbies? Ta-da! Ulikuwa umeshtuka?
Yeah.
I know. I mean najuanga tu maneno mimi naweza. I know, I'm sorry, but you know. Hey, what are your hobbies?
So, I love traveling. I love adventure.
Yes.
And I love cooking. And hosting. Those are my main things.
Wow.
Traveling, hosting, adventure. I'm a very adventurous person.
Cooking.
Cooking. I said cooking, yes.
Hizo tu tatu.
And being creative.
Ah, nice.
I do a lot of creativity. I told you I'm a mother of 2 boys. Boys are super adventurous.
Very true.
And very creative. So we do a lot of creative stuff with them.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, ni wale watu wa mami.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Irene.
Thank you, Judy.
And thank you for tuning in to tonight's show. I know it has empowered you, and I know unasema I am going for it, be it any business idea you have. God bless you so much. Na mimi nakuacha hapa nikitaka kukunywa maji kidogo tu, alafu ni saidie Irene kumaliza hii tile ikue into a beautiful finished product. And until next time, God willing, see you then. My beautiful and wonderful name is Judy Njunge. Arrivederci.